Shmuel, which is what he is the creator of. So, judges, let's give them all a huge hand. Thank you, judges. Super, super, super. So tonight, you are going to get to hear 14 finalists, literally from around the world, who were selected to come to Atlanta to compete. Each finalist will give a brief performance with their instrument, and after the last performance, you will get to vote on the People's Choice Awards, which is always a fun thing at the end. And we will also announce the winners of the competition. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to interview each person, and we're going to have performances, and they'll come in and come out, and you'll get to experience and know a little bit about the instrument as well as hear them perform. And I would just ask you tonight to listen not only with your ears, but with your eyes and with your body, and let your emotions be able to experience something, because as a musician, you know, sometimes I'm looking for, oh, is that a good melody, or has that got a good beat, or whatever. And you know what? This is about a lot more than that. These people are brainiacs. I talked to them all this afternoon. I mean, I can't even tell you how smart they are. But they are creating musical in a different space. And it has a lot of diversity to it. And I would just let your heart be your guide and just enjoy the whole experience of it tonight. So I would like to ask Nathan Asman to come out here. Nathan, come on out. Where are you? Nathan? Nathan? If not, I'm going to have to play the instrument. Okay, Nathan, come on over here, my friend. Good to see you. Nathan is from Salt Lake City. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, okay. But he now lives in Oregon.
Eugene, Oregon.
He is a musician, composer, music technologist, and instrument designer. Now, this instrument that he has created is called the
Kaurios.
Kaurios. He says it much better than I do. One thing that I love about this is that it's made from a special kind of wood. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So it's called ancient kauri wood. It's from one specific spot in northern New Zealand, and it was part of an ancient forest that fell down either because of a tsunami or an earthquake. And these actual pieces have been carbon dated at between 30,000 and 50,000 years old, because when they fell into a peat bog, and the water temperature was able to preserve it, so it didn't fossilize or petrify. And it's as far as I know, I think it's the oldest workable wood on the planet.
It's older than me, which is really saying something. And I was intrigued by it's got lots of buttons and things on it, and the shape of it is an interesting way that it was designed. Tell me about that.
It's just from my work with trying to make it something ergonomic that I could play, and that other people could play as well. So I designed the shape in a 3D modeling software, and then 3D printed it first as a kind of a proof of concept. And then got the blocks of wood. They were about 3 inches by 8 by 8, and fed the model into a CNC router, and it did its magic, and then hand sanded it and everything, and then we got that.
And it's in 2 pieces.
Yes, one piece for each hand.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. If you were an octopus, it'd be really something. Okay, so it's metal push buttons, LED lights, joystick, touch fader, and motion sensor. I mean, what doesn't it do? Summonize your car? Okay. It's also got a distance sensor, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Well, I would like to introduce to you Nathan Asman, who is going to perform on his instrument Kaurios. And following that, you will hear another performance before I interview the next entrant, and that is going to be Rodrigo, Cadiz, who will be playing his Arcontinuo on the other side of the stage. Nathan, take it away. That was fantastic. Now, all the silence was planned into his performance beforehand, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Say yes.
Yes.
This is Rodrigo Cadiz, who is from Santiago, Chile, composer, researcher, engineer, and you have a PhD in what?
Music technology.
Yes, I believe we can all identify with that. He has a large catalog of compositions. He writes for orchestras, laptop orchestras, robotic orchestras, and regular acoustic instruments as well, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This instrument, now that you've seen him do this, isn't it neat? It's called the Arcontinuo, correct? And tell me why it's called that.
Well, because it's round, like it has a kind of an arc here, and it's also a continuous surface that you can just draw with your fingers and make sounds. So it doesn't have frets or any discrete separations if you want to. You can program as you want to.
And with a lot of these instruments, they really can tell it to do whatever they want it to do. It's MIDI controlled, correct? And tell us about how you do volume and timbre. You were explaining that to me this afternoon.
Yeah, now it's not making sound, but you can program it so volume is how much you press, and it's very sensitive to you put your fingers here. You can change pitch here, you can change timbre here, or you can program any way you want it, actually.
Amazing. The Arcontinuo. Thank you so much. Great job. Thank you. Now we are going to talk to Keith Groover over here. Come on out, Keith. There you go. Hi. Keith is from good old
South Carolina.
There you go. Go Cox. No, sorry, go Jackets. I didn't mean that. He is a musician, teacher, inventor, and this instrument is very, very cool. It's called the Glide. Tell us, it's built around an accelerometer, which, I don't know. Tell us about that.
Accelerometers are a sensor that sense acceleration. We all have them in our phones. They detect like which way you have your phone turned up and down. But it's actually extremely sensitive, and it is highly manipulatable. And I thought it would be a really cool just basis for an instrument. So the entire instrument is based around manipulating an accelerometer with just a few buttons. And with these few buttons, I can hit multiple octaves. I can hit any note I want to. I can do all sorts of expression, vibrato, all kinds of cool stuff.
And when you see him perform, you'll see what he's doing when if the volume is changing. You'll notice which hand's doing that, or if it's very expressive, isn't it?
Yeah, the whole point of it, like I was saying yesterday, is to get the rhythm of the guitar, the expression of the human voice, and the learning curve of the piano. It's I really wanted to make a human-based instrument rather than an instrument that was based around just making vibrations acoustically.
And really, from talking to you earlier today, anyone could basically learn it, and you wanted it to be financial means was not an issue. It's going to be what, about $130?
Yeah, $130. $130 for the first version, and then later versions will be cheaper than that. So I wanted to make an instrument that was expressive, that was melodic, that anybody could buy, that anybody could get a hold of, and that anybody could learn.
Well, you will enjoy hearing Keith Groover play the Glide, and after that, QianQian Jin is going to be up there in the middle of the stage, and she will be playing the QJin instrument, and then I'll interview her afterwards. But for now, here's the Glide. Amazing. Hi. So, as I told you before, this is QianQian Jin, and she has no background in electronics. So how did you come up with this?
I was a teenager, and I got into rock and roll. But this instrument is a 12-string classical zither. It was nearly impossible to amplify it. Therefore, I had a dream. I want to make it come true, that I want to jam with every single player from all over the world.
That pretty much sums it up. And to do that, tonight, the piece that they just played for you was co-written by Chris Grant right here. So Chris, thank you for performing with QianQian tonight. That was really, really wonderful. So were you able to see from the camera, I hope, that you were able to see all these neat little controllers and things that were affecting the sounds that she was making? She actually rented this instrument, and this is not even her instrument, so she rented it and just put her electronics on it. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I did good on that. All right, thank you guys so very much. That was wonderful. All right, I'm going this way. Geez, I'm getting too old for this. Okay. Today, on campus here at Georgia Tech, middle and high school students gathered from around the metro Atlanta area to have art and technology workshops. They also met with Pamela Z., one of our judges, and they are with us tonight watching the competition. Where are you? Go STEAM workshop people, I hear you. Okay, well, I would like for Lizanne DeStefano, Director of Georgia Tech Center for Education, Integrating Science, Mathematics, and Computing, to come out and tell us more. There she is. Lizanne, thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, as you heard, a lucky group of about 80 students from Atlanta Public Schools, Clayton County, and Gwinnett County got to spend the afternoon here at Georgia Tech doing a variety of activities as part of something that we call the STEAM Innovation Workshop. For those of you who may not have heard that word before, STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, a way of integrating arts into design and inquiry and innovation. It's something that we're very passionate about here at Georgia Tech. These students participated in 3 activities. The first one was Ear Sketch, which teaches students how to code through music mixing. The second is Paper Megatronics, in which students combine paper art and mechanical movement. And finally, Hummingbird Robotics, which combines creative design and robotics. Events like these would not happen without a lot of work on the part of students, their teachers. I should have also mentioned that we have teachers from all of these schools who also participated today with their students. Let's hear it for those teachers who gave up a Saturday. Thank you. So I would like to thank all the people that made this possible. First of all, I'd like to thank Sabrina Grossman from Seismic, who worked with Jason Freeman from the School of Music to design this and make this all possible. I'd also like to thank the undergraduate students who also gave up their Saturday afternoon from the School of Music to come and talk to the middle and high school students about careers in music technology. As you heard, Guthman competition judge Pamela Z. gave an inspirational talk with the students about pursuing their dreams and being anything that they can be. And Dr. Hyun Ju and the members of her research group actually led the workshop on paper megatronics. So I'd also like to thank Tamara Pearson, who led the Hummingbird workshop, and Doug Edwards, who led the Ear Sketch workshop. So thanks to all those people who made this happen. And finally, I would like to thank the Gozueta Foundation, who, through a generous gift to Georgia Tech, funds our project Go STEAM. So for the next 5 years, we're going to be thinking about ways to integrate arts into middle and high school student experiences and get them to think about how design and creativity can be a part of their everyday life. So thank you so much.
Just so you know, she did say, oh, I need somebody to help me up over here. She said go STEAM and not ghosting. Just so in case you were wondering about that. Okay, I guess I was the only one worried about that. All right, so we have something really cool up here. This is Amit Segall. Did I get it right?
Perfect.
And you are from?
Currently based in London.
London, I love how he says that. Could you just read the phone book? Here you go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This is called Hit, Strike, Play, and he is going to be using mallets, kind of like a percussionist, right? But tell us how this whole surface works.
I'm taking images and I wrote a software that detects shapes in images and transforms them into interactive surfaces that using the mallet and this camera in here, I can interact with the surface in different ways.
So the camera sees the mallets and detects the distance of the mallets, and if that affects the sound. You can tell it to be whatever instrument or synth you want, and you can also affect the expression of the instrument, correct?
Correct. According to the shapes of the size of the shapes and the way the shapes look, it automatically assigns different expressional elements which can modulate the sound in different ways.
Did y'all get all that? Some of it's done by color. Does that help you at all? Tonight, we also have Dor Frinkle with Amit to perform tonight, so she's going to be performing. And then after Hit Strike Play, we are going to ask our friends with Spinstruments, Enrico, Vinholi, and Ben Cooper. They will be coming out to perform Spinstruments right after this. So let's enjoy Hit Strike Play. Thank you, guys. That looks like fun, doesn't it?
Oh, it is.
I would say this is not something you want to do at home without a license or something. They let me play with them before the show, and I knocked my husband out, and he's at urgent care. But other than that, it's all good. This is incredible because it's based on kind of martial arts, right?
It's called flow arts, which is an umbrella term for object manipulation. Originally, some argue that this would stem, especially like the baton twirling or staff twirling, comes from martial arts, bow staff.
But it's called flow arts.
Flow arts, and it's a weaponized version of dance. And actually, these are printed to be really soft, so you can hit yourself with them. And
so you wouldn't have a license, have to have a license to carry this or anything. No, okay, good. Tell me what's in these little doodahs.
Owen Wilson.
Wow.
He's tiny. No, okay.
Yeah,
no, tell me really what's in it.
Contract. It's a little synthesizer and a built-in speaker. So all the sounds that we make are produced and produced from each head of the thing. We're not connected to any external electronics, and the sound is generated inside each one of these.
So I'm foreseeing the Georgia Tech band all having these out on the field, and they can program this to be, French horns and trumpets and all that, and they're just swinging the lights. So that'd be cool. Chris Moore, you need to sign up for this. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Spinstruments, thank you. I am going to invite Chet Udell and Ross Hatton to the stage. Where are you guys? Are you guys here? Oh, they're over there. Come on over here, guys. Let's get by this cool-looking, spidery-looking thing. Come on up. Good to see you guys. I'm going to have to ask one of you to help me. Next year, I want Jason, I want my own person to help me up and down. Okay, here we go. As if I'm invited back, but I am in the Guthman family. Okay, so this is Chet Udell, and this is Ross Hatton. They are the co-creators of this incredible-looking thing called the Spiderharp. So they actually studied spiders and their movements and have come up with a way to integrate that with the vibration of the string. Help us out with that.
Yeah, so spiders that create webs don't see very well. They actually listen to the webs with their feet. And so it turns out measuring spider web vibrations is very hard. So Ross and his PhD student built a robot spider that listens to this web to investigate the mechanisms behind how spiders figure this stuff out. When they showed this, I was like, wow, this would be a really cool harp. And Ross was like, yeah, we got spiderharp.com already, so we weaponized it for music. And in doing so is really cool because my demands as a composer and a performer, I was like, why doesn't the spider do this? Why can't I detect this? And it's not fast enough. And so we actually optimized through musical practice the algorithms that make the spider tick. So we've actually learned more about the mechanisms behind how spiders listen to their webs by this musical exploration.
Wow. I just looked up there and realized how totally absurd we look up here behind the thing. We're just all behind. Hello. So one more question. What is this a collaboration between?
This is a collaboration between the robotics. This is a collaboration between the robotics program at Oregon State and Chet, who has his music background. So my group at Oregon State looks at animals and how animals interact with the world in order to make better robots. And so we are funded by the National Science Foundation to look at how spiders use their webs to understand the world. And that's what led us to put together this piece of equipment.
So you put the cool back in spiders, basically what you're telling us. Okay, awesome. We're going to hear the Spiderharp, and after that you will be entertained and enthused to hear the S.R.I Mrudanga by a former Georgia Tech technology music student played by Jayaprakash. So enjoy the Spiderharp. was amazing. I would sit down, but I'm not going to. I probably can't and get back up. Jay, who is a former student here, also we were enhanced by the wonderful violin work of Pranav, who is a current technology music student here at Georgia Tech. This instrument is based on a traditional instrument, which we're looking at right here. Tell us about Dr. V and how this came about.
So the traditional Mrudanga is made of jackfruit wood, and it uses 3 different animal skins: cow, buffalo, and goat. And Dr. Vardhanangan, with whom I have been working with since 2015, so he invented this Mrudangam, which is an eco-friendly, sustainable alternative to the regular Mrudangam, which actually excels in tonal quality than the traditional one.
So this is better and it's vegan. Got it. That's awesome. Love it. Love it. Thank you guys so very much. I'm going to ask Dr. Jason Freeman to come out now, who is the chair of the music department here at Georgia Tech, and he's going to tell you about how tonight's competition works into the vision of music technology at Georgia Tech. Dr. Freeman?
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Thanks so much for being here with us tonight at the annual Guthman Musical Instrument Competition. This is such an exciting event for me and for everyone in the School of Music because it really represents the essence of what music technology is about. It's about how design and engineering, computing, musicianship, artistic practice kind of all come together with these creative and technological breakthroughs that change how we make music, how we experience music, kind of where the intersection of music is with the world. And you're seeing some of these innovations happen right in front of you tonight. For us, music technology is about so much more than just being in a recording studio mixing and mastering music or mixing live sound like we're doing tonight for the show. It's about these fundamental questions about how we make music and how technology can enhance human creativity, can complement human creativity, and can lead to these new instruments and new kind of breakthroughs that change how we think about music and its role in our lives. Here at the School of Music, this is the bread and butter of what we do every day. We have faculty and students who are in our bachelor's and master's and PhD degree programs in music technology that are looking at the connections between the human brain and music, who are studying how robots can make music and listen to music, who study how we learn about music and how music can help us learn about other things, who are looking at how we can understand the way that computers work and we can teach computers to listen to music in ways that mimic the way that we do as human beings as well. We do a lot of events throughout the year. This is one of the biggest and certainly one of my favorite of the whole year, but we do tons of things all year long, concerts with our traditional performing ensembles, but also things that bring music technology to the fore. Some of you may have seen some of the work of our students in the lobby on your way in tonight. I encourage you to stay in touch with the school, see everything that we do in our research, in our teaching, and also in the public events that we present throughout the year. And I want to thank you again for being here tonight. I hope you're enjoying the show, and I'm going to pass it back to Cheryl to tell you a little bit about the next instrument that we're going to see tonight. Thank you very much.
I would like to welcome Alan Ilsar and Matt Hughes to the stage. They have created something called Air Sticks, and they are from Sydney. Are you both from Sydney?
Yeah, I'm from Sydney.
Can you just talk?
I can just talk. Yeah.
I can just talk. Okay. All right. This is cool.
Is your accent better? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay. Air Sticks is a combination of a lot of things. So rather than me trying to explain it, give them a little sample.
Well, basically, I'm a drummer and an electronic producer, and I've devised this way of playing sounds in space without hitting anything. And Matt's devised a visual system for that instrument.
So you're going to hear a bunch of stuff, and you're going to see a bunch of stuff. Does that make sense? And you're going to really like it. So we're going to hear Air Sticks next, and then right after that, you're going to hear a performance on an instrument called the chord viola by Gabriel Passov. But for now, Air Sticks. Thank you, guys.
Good evening. My name is Alon, and these are the Estics. My name is Alon.
My name is Alon. My name is Alon.
The Estics.
My name is Alon. The Estics.
My name is Alon.
Иди сюда.
For a second, I'll interject right here. As you know, with anything electronic, it can always stop on you, right? So that's what happened with air sticks, but you got a good taste of that. And Gabriel Pasov is going to demonstrate the chord viola, and he has a translator because he's from Estonia. So I'll go ahead and let you play.
Gabriel played double stops. Right now he will play solo. Now Gabriel will play Hort register. Thank you. Now Gabriel will switch registers in one phrase.
So, Gabrielle, who is from Estonia, this is Mark, translator. Hello, Mark.
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm not a string player, but those of you that might be string players would appreciate that this is a modification of the string instrument so that you can play double stops with one touch, correct? And you can play chords with one stroke.
Yes.
Correct? And then the humming is just extra on top of it, right?
Сопровождает это все.
Что?
Но это все в гармонии.
Ну, естественно, да, в гармонии.
They don't like my hair. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it's neat because this can apply to any string instrument. So yeah, and it was really neat that he hummed along with it. He's not even he's an amateur musician, but his degree is in electronics, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. The chord viola. Thank you. My Geo Shred friends, come out. Come out, Geo Shred friends. This is Pat Skandalis and Nick Porcaro. Come on down. Oh, Gerald. Sorry, Gerald. Where? Oh, Nick is on one of the team. So are you got this isn't you. Okay, I don't know why I'm down there. Okay, we're right up here, folks. Sorry about that. It's getting late. This is our friend Pat, who is part of the team. Tell me about the team that invented GeoShred.
So GeoShred is a product of 4 people, Jordan Rudis, Dr. Julia Smith, Nick Porcaro, and myself. And it's a expressive musical instrument that runs on mobile devices with fluid glass screens. And it's a fusion with a model of the physics of strings so that you have this very expressive performance surface and this very responsive musical model. And when Gerald plays it, you'll hear, I think you'll recognize the types of sounds that it's able to produce.
And Gerald, what's your favorite type of music?
Prog rock and fusion and film music.
Okay. Well, we're going to enjoy hearing GeoShred, and after that, we're going to be hearing the Bayat Sav harp over here on this side of the stage with Alice, Barb, and Asim Hirani. But for now, let's hear some GeoShred. Awesome. Well, just so you know, Asim is part of the technology of this instrument. He did. You're not performing, obviously. If you did, you're late. If you're part of the performance. Alice, however, here is a dual enrollment student. She's a high school senior, and she's dual enrolled here at Georgia Tech. And you're a mechanics student, correct? Mechanical engineering, not mechanics like car mechanics or anything, but mechanical engineering student here at Georgia Tech. And this instrument was sort of inspired by something you came to when you were 11 years old.
Yes, that was the Guthman competition. I first attended this place as an audience member when I was 11, then again when I was 14, and again when I was 15. And seeing all of this technological innovation in music technology really inspired me to create my own musical instruments.
And this is magnets on strings, and it's controlled by your keyboard. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. This is a purely acoustic instrument. All of the sounds that you heard were entirely acoustically produced using the electromagnets.
And I bet you could see that mess of wires on top of there. Isn't that cool? That's amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, and thank you for the technology behind it. And
thank you.
Great. Thank you, guys. Last month, over 60 students participated in something we call the Moog Hackathon here at Georgia Tech. They were required to spend, well, not required to, but they were given 48 hours. I call it the music technology sleepover. Come on out, guys. I'm going to talk to you guys in just a minute. But basically, they're given a sound generator, a tone generator, and they can control it with anything they can bring in and put together, and they do all this in 48 hours. So it's pretty amazing. So this is Mission Control, and they won first place in the Moog Hackathon this year. So yay, we're proud of them because they're all music technology students here at Georgia Tech. Woo, go Jackets! So we have Richard Savory, Astrid, Ben, and Ryan Rose. So what was it like being under all that pressure?
Pressurized. Not very much sleep, but we got there in the end.
Well, I do appreciate at my age having big stuff, big letters, and I can see this. This is awesome. You are all dependent on each other in this instrument. How does that work?
So we took the synthesizer, which has all these buttons and knobs that do very specific things musically, and we split them apart across all three of us. So I can move one dial that affects something that Astrid will change with another switch, and Richard will change something else, and it all really depends on each other.
Wow. And there will be flights that are controlled at Hartsville as well with what they're doing up here. We're going to love this. After Mission Control, you're going to hear a performance by Alex Bakari, and the instrument is called Kaurios. So enjoy now Mission Control. feel like I've just experienced a digital Mary Poppins of sorts. That was amazing. This is Alex Beccari, and this is Lino, his translator. Alex is from Italy and speaks beautiful Italian, but not so much English, especially the kind that I put out. This, as you can tell, is a combination of several instruments. So tell us what the names of the instruments are that are combined here.
This is Kora from Africa. This is didgeridoo from Australia. Cajon, Latin America. Fist, Indian Tampura. On pedal, a pedal. Koshi, Japan. Come si dice in pensione?
That's his spherical metallic ball that he invented himself. It's the first one in the world.
And as you can tell, he plays them all together quite well. And if you go to an Atlanta United match, you'll definitely hear some of the didgeridoo, right? So thank you so much. It's an awesome instrument. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to invite our friends Alon Ilsar and Matt Hughes back. Would you like to hear them finish their performance on air sticks? I knew you would. I knew you would. They have everything working, we think. So enjoy the last bit of this performance of air sticks.
Thank you. I think we're back. Let me just remember where we were. Thank you.
So that was Air Sticks Part 2. All right, we're coming close to the end of the evening. We're going to announce our winners and some special awards, and we want you to be a part of that. So if you would, get out your mobile phones, and judges, while you're gone deliberating, we're going to do our People's Choice Awards. We're going to vote for 3 different types of instruments: the most unusual instrument, the best performance, and the best instrument, okay? So you are going to go to this website, live.voxvote.com. Okay, everybody get your phones out. Let's get to that website, and you're going to enter this 5-digit code that you see on the screen, 69386. Live.voxvote.com, and enter the 5-digit number, 69386. We're going to have a 30 to 45-second voting window for each of these 3 categories. So just remember that you're going to vote for most unusual, best performance, and best instrument. And once you enter the code, then you'll be prompted, as you will see on the screens. If you are ready, say Go Jackets. If you're not ready, say Go Jackets. Oh, okay. Here we go. I'm kidding. Live.voxvote.com. And in case you missed the code, it's 69386. Live.voxvote.com, 69386. This is your final countdown. Okay, let's start voting. Please vote now for the most unusual instrument you saw or heard. Most unusual instrument. There were over 75 entries for tonight's competition and 14 chosen to perform tonight, which is a great turnout. And it takes a lot of preparation and a lot to put on this event. I want to give a huge shout out to 100 music technology students that are running cameras and backstage and doing all the stuff behind the scenes. Yay, GT technology, music technology students, you're awesome. All right, so have you got your most unusual instrument? And there's the code again if you're catching up with us. All right, we're going to move on to best performance. Best performance, hopefully. Do y'all see that on your devices yet? Oh, cool. I'm running the whole thing. That's great, okay. Best performance. We also want to recognize the Office of the Arts staff who has worked tirelessly and diligently in all the aspects of tonight's competition and the 3 days before it, and as well as the hackathon. So thank you, Office of the Arts staff, as well. Yay. Best performance. I'm not on there, but you can write me in. JK. Best performance. This is hard, isn't it? It's like hard. They're all so good. All right, the third and final voting category is for best instrument. Best instrument. There may be a way for you on your device there to let us know how you heard about tonight's event. If so, please fill that out so we can get the word out to more people. This is a great crowd we have tonight for the competition. So once again, best instrument. Would anyone like to sing the Jeopardy theme? No. Nick? Not for you either? Okay. All right, if you have finished voting, yell, "Go Jackets." If you haven't finished voting, yell, "Stop Jackets." That's totally embarrassing. I wouldn't have yelled that out if I were you. Just kidding. We'll finish up. 10, 9, don't feel pressured. 8, 7, 6, 5. Margaret Guthman is an accomplished pianist. Her brother was my dad, Randall Jones, and the whole family's musical. Margaret married Richard Guthman, who is industrial mechanics engineering, was a major here at Georgia Tech and graduated in 1956, his father before him. Richard wanted to do something in honor of Margaret that benefited music, since she was such an accomplished musician. And so 21 years ago, they started the Guthman competition with 8 high school students and 1 piano in the Black Box Theater. That's how it started. In 2009, it morphed into an instrument competition. And Uncle Richard always wanted to see music and technology intersect, and it really his brainchild and his dream came true when they, what's funny? Oh, did y'all think I was gonna drop this? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, this was a tender moment, y'all. Goodness gracious. Anyway, music and technology intersecting, which is what this competition has become. It's international, it's worldwide. And even though Margaret could not be here with us tonight, we have lots of family that are here, and I'm going to invite them up on the stage in just a moment when we present the awards. So she will be able to see this later on, but we are grateful to Richard and Margaret Guthman. Richard left us in 2014, so he's up there in heaven watching. All right, so we're going to have all of our contestants come out on the stage, right? Oh, well, wait a minute. Before that, I was going to invite them out now. Okay, we got everybody knew what to do. Okay, so let's have the contestants come out now. Everybody come out. Contestants come out. Poof, you're here. Fantastic. Wow, what a group of talented people. We would also like to invite our judges to the stage, Pamela Z, Roger Lin, and Ge Huang. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to our fine chairman of music, Dr. Jason Freeman, to continue on with the awards.
And I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Gil Weinberg, director of the Georgia Tech Center for Music Technology, to announce the winners of the People's Choice Awards.
Thank you. So for the most unusual instruments, the People's Choice Award is the Spinstruments. The best performance, according to you guys, is the air sticks. And I don't think you have to go back, air sticks, because the best instrument based on the People's Choice Award is also the air sticks.
And now the judges want to say a few words before they announce their choices for the top prizes this year. I'm going to pass it over to Roger Lin.
Hi, thank you very much. I just wanted to say a little bit before we announce the winners. As an instrument maker, it's just very, very special to be here. The amount of talent on this stage, and I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about these people, is truly extraordinary. And so I just want to say a little bit about very quickly what I valued about these instruments. Kaurios, the one that was played right over here with the 2 hand controllers, was a very interesting concept, how the creator thought through the process and made his own instrument and used some very interesting ways to do it. The Arcontinuo, this one that was over here, it's very, very difficult to design and engineer this instrument. It has a very complex circuit inside, and he took a long time to do that, and it's just marvelous to see what he's done. The Glide, the one that was demonstrated by the gentleman who had the two controllers with the wire between them, that is just a beautiful instrument because he thought of it from the musician's point of view with the engineering involved, and he took it all the way from idea through engineering and design all the way to what I think was a very compelling performance. QJin, the Chinese instrument in the back, the Guzhong instrument, is such a wonderful idea and implementation that brings this beautiful traditional instrument into the future in such an interesting and beautiful way, and I thought the performance was also very good. Hit Strike Play, the one that had the camera above it and the projections, which you didn't see, they could change the projections on this screen, and one of them was the Georgia Tech logo. They were playing the Georgia Tech logo. It was marvelous. But it's a very, very creative implementation of using light as a musical instrument. Spinstruments, just a beautiful performance and such an incredible way to combine something like dance and performance with music, and we all enjoyed that very much. Spiderharp, that wonderful instrument back there, if you were ever to get a chance to look at this close, the engineering on this is just incredibly precise and beautiful, and it's just a work of art to look at. And the concept of using this idea of how a spider feels, it truly has spidey sense. But it's a beautiful instrument. The S.R.I. Mrudanga, the Indian instrument that plays for, first of all, the players were excellent, this right here. But it's such a wonderful idea, like the Guzhong instrument, in that it takes a traditional instrument that's such a fundamental part of Indian music and brings it into the present with new materials that could last longer and are easier to play. And the air sticks, of course, I don't need to say too much, but it's such a compelling performance instrument. It's so beautiful how they designed that, and I think not only just the concept of it, but the visuals they created are so compelling, and I think that's going to be a wonderful performance instrument for many people. Now, the chord viola, I don't know if you knew that, but it's an ingenious idea. Normally, the strings on a viola are arched. But he has that lever, and it brings one string down so the three of them are on the same plane. So with a normal bow, you can play 3-note chords, which gives you the same effect you'd have to have from a string trio. GeoShred is, now it's of course an app for an iPad or iPhone, but it brings this featureless slab of glass and turns it into this beautiful musical instrument that people around the world are making wonderful music with. And I was very surprised to find out from my friend Pat, who introduced it, that 27% of their users are in India. Who would have guessed? It's just a marvelous instrument, and to play it is wonderful. If you have an iPad or an iPhone, I strongly recommend you get it, GeoShred. Then the Bayat Savharp, the wonderful instrument over here that made these tones kind of like a glass harp. You probably didn't get that, but there's no mechanical connection between the keys and the strings. When she would press those keys, it would cause energy to be placed into electromagnets that would then vibrate the strings, and it creates those beautiful tones in that way. And then mission control, that thing has, what I love about it, first of all, it has these beautiful tones that they were making, the three of them performing together on the synthesized tones. But in an era when controls are getting smaller and smaller, sometimes too small for your thumbs, I like the fact that the controls are very large and easy to use. And last was the Italian gentleman with the Kaurios instrument. I loved how he was able to synchronize all his limbs and be able to perform like as a one-man band in essence, but to create many of the parts of that instrument and at least to modify them and improve them and to be able to perform so well with it. So I would say, if you wouldn't mind, please give one more round of applause for all these wonderful people.
Now we have a somewhat interesting story about what we did for the third place prize. We had a very hard time making up our minds. So Ge is going to tell you a little bit about that.
So actually, we have not been deliberating over there because we've actually deliberated for 4 hours this afternoon after living with each of these instruments and their designers over the course of the last 2 days. And it's been a mind-opening and ear-opening experience for all of us. And as far as this third place goes, we just could not quite decide between the audio-visual spectacle of air sticks and the sublime melding of the body and sound in Spinstruments. So we decided third place to go to both of them at the same time.
For the second place prize for the Guthman, for the Guthies this year, it goes to GeoShred. And our first place winner, this year's Guthies Award, goes to The Glide, Keith Groover. Now, we actually have one more special award, and we're calling this the Special Award for the Most Promising Instrument Designer. And that award goes to Alice Barb.
This is a stage full of winners. Do you agree? Every single one of them. It's a stage full of winners. Thank you to Dr. Jason Freeman, Chris Moore, and Dr. Gil Weinberg. All have put in many, many, many hours in making this happen. They are going to rest well tonight. Thank you to our awesome judges. Thank you to you for being here with us and experiencing this evening with us. Have a safe trip home. Good night, and we'll see you next year.